Hi, part threes. We begin our last module, Faith, on Thursday, July the 29th. And this is it. You're on your last week of becoming a religion specialist and continuing to be in charge of your own faith journey. You know, whether that you take more courses, whether you continue to go deeper into your faith through different ways, through getting your subscription of Living with Christ and unpacking the gospel daily, getting commentaries, stocking your library with important resources, you know, having a relationship with your own copy of the Bible and making it your own and personalizing it and making it actually a copy that you use. And there's a plane flying very low above me now. Anyways, that's okay, it's gone. So those are the decisions you're going to make. How much further are you going to take this? How much further are you going to grow and learn? Because really, if you think about it, this is what we're called to do as Catholic teachers in this age of church history, which Vatican II told us to take an active part in the church, we the laity. So through our baptism, we're all called to the priesthood. Those who choose to take it a step further go into ordination and take vows for a religious life. But we're all called to be this church, to support this church, to heal this church, to bring this church to others. As Catholic educators, I know I've said this many times, you know, your classroom may be the only church those kids are getting. And the only way that they're going to stop asking why we have two systems is if we put our faith into action and people feel the effects of Catholic education. And they're going to stop asking, why do we have two systems? It could be very subtle. It may not be so overt. It's not about data and statistics. It's about what kind of people are we forming in our schools? Who are the people we want in our society and how do we want them to act? And what kind of society do we want to live in? These are the people we want to graduate out of our Catholic schools. And so, you know, even though we're focused on the Catholic faith in our schools, Catholic means universal. Our faith calls us to find the image of God in everyone and to accept everyone and to extend the dignity of human life to every person, no matter what nationality, what country, what they believe in, what they've done in their lives, the choices they've made, both good and bad. We're called to find the dignity of human life in everybody. And we as teachers, as we have our students in our classrooms and our colleagues in our workrooms and staff rooms, we are also called and challenged to find the image of God in the eyes of everyone around us. And that should change our behavior. That should be the way we change how we react to people and interact with people and how we give them love and forgiveness. Ooh, that's pretty demanding, isn't it? But that's what we're working on, right? And that's what we got to keep working on beyond this course. Find the means to support yourself, to become that Christian, to become that person, to answer that call, and understand the blessings we have, along with the hard work of being Catholic educators, that the blessings outnumber the work. The blessings outnumber all the other benefits that we receive as teachers because we bring our faith to work with us. As difficult as it can be, it is probably one of the greatest gifts we can receive in this lifetime without taking vows. You know, we get to best of both worlds. But it doesn't come easily. So we keep working on it. We keep supporting each other. So what are we doing in this module? First topic, we're still looking at our Catholic schools, right? That relationship between school, parish, and home. We got to keep working on it. We can't just let it go. We got to adjust it to 2021. What's our spirituality like now? What is that model of church for us? Where can we assist in the healing of the church? Yeah, it's so easy to badmouth the church, isn't it? It's so easy just to dismiss. But we are called to heal. Hard work. Hard work. So always remember the church is created through the leadership of human beings that are faulty, just like Peter, just like all the other great saints. They all fell at one point. But when you pick yourself up, you pick yourself up to the potential of greatness and getting to where you need to be. And we all have to pick our church up, not abandon it. Pick our church up and let it move forward into greatness of what it was meant to be created. And we need to pick up Catholic education and not dismiss it. And so many people are dismissing it, saying, oh, it's going to die, it's going to die, it's going to die. Only if we let it. And it will come from within. Make the core strong, make us strong, move it to the future. So what's our sacrifice in 2021? We know the sacrifice historically of our religious that gave up their salaries, their lives to start up Catholic education, to supply the resources, to help the children, to build the schools, to clean the schools, to heat the schools. That was all on the backs of the religious. Today, we can't ask teachers to give up their mortgage, and give their pay to the school, or go in and clean the classroom before they come and teach, and supply the classroom with resources. We can't ask the laity that. But there's always a sacrifice involved. So what does it look like today? Well, today, according to where we are and in the history of where we are in the church and the public funded Catholic school system, we're called to get educated. That's our sacrifice. So we benefit from it, but there's also a sacrifice to get to that education. So you and your family, how can you manage to become better educated? So this is where the sacrifice comes in. You don't have to give up your pay to keep the school going, but you might have to sacrifice a bit of your salary for a bit of time to get a higher education, to get your MRE, to get more courses. You might have to work that into your family budget. When is that possible? What can you do without? Well, I become an educated layperson and continue to work for this church and the church within our schools. Right? Where can we engage the extended family to help us with childcare while I'm doing a paper, while I'm working on a course? Is there an extended sacrifice that can come into this mix and help? It's all up to the individual to make this a greater church. So think about that as Catholic educators. Where do you see your leadership? It doesn't have to be outside the classroom. But wherever you see your leadership, how prepared are you to be that faith leader? How confident are you in being church to those who are watching you through your actions, through how you dress, how you interact, how you respond, and how you forgive? The gospel is being taught even before you open a book or open your mouth to your kids. How do you greet them when they come in with dignity, despite what might have happened yesterday, with a good morning, how are you? Look them in the eyes and allow them the fresh start every day. Every day is a new beginning and a new opportunity to become a better person. Allow your students that gift of a new day. This is what we're doing in Catholic education. So that means we have to deal with our own issues. We have to deal with our own anger. We have to deal with our own frustration and exhaustion. Like, how much left do I have to give these students that are exhausting me? And then we have to reflect and stand back. And why is this exhausting me? Why am I not capable of handling this right now? What can I do? What strategies? This is where we gotta, and we're so busy, right? And as I said at the Zoom meets, Thomas Merton, of the greatest violence in our lives, that there's no greater violence than that of our busy lives. So how do we navigate that? So Parker Palmer, Let Your Life Speak. I love this, right? We start with the owner's manual. This is our life. This is how to live our life, right? And then Parker Palmer comes in and says, now let it speak. Figure it out. Let it speak. I love it. Great compliment. I hope you enjoy this. It's an amazing journey. I will post the boundary markers that I spoke about. Parker Palmer developed these in his work for Courage to Teach. And this is just another step to that Courage program. And these are excellent for the classroom, for yourself, for your relationships, for your family. If you get to know these boundary markers, and if you learn to deal with issues in people's lives where you don't fix, but listen like Job. Let's take those lessons back to the beginning of the course. Sit and listen, be present, be silent. But when we do speak, allow someone else to find the answers that are lying within. Don't give answers like Jesus didn't give answers, made us think. Go within, find the answers. And that's what Parker Palmer's doing. When we ask questions, we have to learn to ask open, honest questions, not guided questions to get you to an answer that we want you to get to, but open up the process of discernment within the person by asking questions. We have to learn to ask questions differently if we want to minister in a healthy way, if we want people to find their life, find your own life. How do we open people up and not narrow them down to a path that we want them to take? Same with our faith journey. We have to be middle of the road as Catholic educators. We have to allow them to find their faith journey. We have to join them on their faith journey. We cannot impose our faith journey on our kids. We can't should them into faith. We have to be patient and allow them to find that road that they're comfortable on themselves and allow them to make mistakes and guide them in the healing and forgiveness and allow them to grow from their mistakes. Nothing worse than trying to tell someone how to think. We're not doing our job in education when we're telling them how to think. Our job is to teach them how to think, inform their conscience, navigate the challenges of life, and become the person they're meant to be with their God-given birthright gifts. And celebrate those gifts and successes through their gifts and not through standards that some of them will never achieve, whether that's academically or in their faith life. Let their life speak. Right? What else can I say? We've done it. We're crossing the finish line. It's been awesome. Thank you because you've allowed me to grow. Thank you because you guys put in an incredible effort into this course. Thank you for saying yes to Catholic education. I want to leave you with a little gift. I shared this with the Zoom meet, but it's a little prayer coin that you put on your keychain. Oh, I should have brought my keychain. And it's the prayer of St. Francis. And we started with the prayer of St. Francis with that first Sarah McLaughlin's version of Make Me a Channel of Your Peace. And I want to send this to you. If you send me your address, I'll send you this prayer coin that you can put on your keychain or your school keys. And just remember the prayer that's always with you. And remember, we're in a Franciscan charism in our world today in our church. Pope Francis purposefully chose the name Francis to bring the charism of St. Francis of Assisi into our church where it's badly needed. Try to bring that charism into your own life, your own ministry, your own faith journey. So I offer you this if you want. I hope you accept, because it's a neat little thing to have on your keychain. I've had mine for years. Preach the gospel every day, but use words only when necessary. Right? All right. So let's unpack the gospel. And I hope you order your Living with Christ. I will post that on the newsfeed in terms of how you can order this, your monthly subscription. And this is a great way to grow with the gospel and grow in faith, right? So Thursday, July 29th, is actually the feast day of Saint Martha. And Saint Martha was one of Jesus's close friends. So it was Martha and Mary, sisters, and their brother Lazarus. And we know the story of Lazarus who died. And Jesus came and rose him from the dead. So today there's actually offered two gospels. One from John, so when Lazarus had died. And the other gospel they give as a choice in today's readings is from Luke. And I'm actually going to go to the Lucan one, okay? Because it's going to complement the Thomas Merton quote I've been quoting about the busyness of our lives being the greatest violence in our world. Because Martha and Mary were the total contrast, right? Martha was busy with her hospitality. Come on, we got to do the dishes. We got to clean up. Oh my God, we got to feed Jesus, la la la. And then Mary was sitting at his feet, taking in what he was saying, distinguishing what was important at that time. Which hospitality was more important? The physical hospitality or the spiritual hospitality? And I am so Martha. Dear God, I am Martha. And I need to become more Mary and find that middle ground. But man, am I Martha. So who are you? Let's see. Name the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Amen. And peace be with you. And let us hold in our prayers everyone in this community that we have journeyed with together, that we continue to pray for each other, that we continue to support each other in this journey of Catholic education. And let us pray for this world that needs healing, that we can do what we can with our efforts, with our power of ministry in our Catholic schools to bring healing and love and not judgment and pain as we continue to strive to find that image of God in everyone we meet, to make this kingdom of God a reality now. Can we do it? Let's listen to Luke. Jesus entered a village where a woman named Martha welcomed him into her home. She had a sister named Mary who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to what he was saying. Remember yesterday's gospel? All who have ears listen. Okay? Parker Palmer, let your life speak, listening to your life. Got to do a lot of good listening here, right? And Mary's an example of that. But Martha was distracted by her many tasks. I have a long to-do list, right? So sometimes I don't have time to pray or focus or reflect, right? Especially as a chaplain, that was the biggest irony, right? Busy all day, and sometimes I didn't have time to pray. Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to do all the work by myself? Tell Mary to help me. I love that. That's me. Dear God. But the Lord answered her, Martha, Martha, Ursula, Ursula, you are worried and distracted by many things. Oh yeah. There is need of only one thing. Mary has chosen the better part, which will not be taken away from her. The gospel of the Lord, which will not be taken away from her. So as we end this course, who are we? Are we Peter? Is God calling us to build this church on this rock in the school that you reside in? Are we Martha? Are we Mary? Are we Moses taking people to the promised land? Right? Or is there a little bit of Judas in us? Not sure. Can I profit from this? They're all in us. All our biblical characters are residing someplace in our lives in this journey of faith. And every so often, one of them pops out. But which one are we going to feed? It's like that reflection on the two wolves. Which one are we feeding? Which one is going to bring us a healthy spirituality? Which one is going to guide us to where we need to be? Which one is going to help us let our life speak? And which one's going to make us the better Catholic educator? To help our students, to help our staff, to help build this church in 2021. What are we willing to sacrifice? God bless. Got another week. Enjoy this time of reflection in our module of faith. Peace.